Hello, Irene. Hello to my Austrian family and friends. In case you want to share this with somebody, it's perfectly okay for you to do so. We're going to be doing a warm-up routine that I do with all of my yoga students. I do this with, I should say all of the beginners and gentle yoga students and all of the senior students. And I'm standing on a sticky mat. So if you have one of those, that would be great. If you don't have one of those, there's going to be one point in this routine where you have your legs spread wide apart like that. And so if you don't have one, you want to make sure that you're on a surface where your feet aren't going to splay out, or aren't going to, you're not going to come down onto the ground. So anyhow, we're going to stand with our feet hip-width apart, and we're going to align our body. So we're going to have we're going to have the shoulders over the hips. And this is kind of important. So a lot of times when we're doing stuff in our everyday life, we're maybe sitting at the computer, and so your shoulders come forward, and sometimes you forget about that when you stand up. So you want to make sure that the shoulders come back so that they're right over the hips. And then also we want the ears over the shoulders. Same thing when we do stuff. Again, we're at the computer. Not only are our shoulders moved forward, but also our neck is extending out. So we want to have shoulders over hips and ears over shoulders. Okay, so standing nice and tall, and for a moment, we're just going to close our eyes. And when you close your eyes, you'll begin to notice that your body is making small movements. You might find it's rocking from front to back, or from side to side, or in these different ways. So we want to just observe that and notice that after a while, the body all by itself moves into stillness. Maybe you'll notice that as the body moves into stillness, the mind also moves into stillness. Okay, and then you can open your eyes. So we're going to tilt the breastbone up toward the ceiling. So this is going to draw the lower part of the spine into the body. It's going to make the shoulders roll back like this. And then we're going to gently squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another, which is going to make your chest nice and open. And with this nice open chest, I want you to take 3 on your own deep, full breaths. So nice deep inhalations, nice deep exhalations. And when you reach the end of your 3rd breath, leaving the chest up the way it is right now, you're going to lower the chin down toward the chest. Bring your awareness to the back of the neck, and if you notice any tension or tightness in the back of the neck, see if you can let it go. And then we'll lift the head back up. And then we'll coordinate movement with breath with that simple movement. So inhale, and then exhale the chin to the chest. Inhale the head up. Exhale the chin to the chest. Inhale the head up. Exhale the chin to the chest. One more time, inhale the head up. And then exhale the chin to the chest. And just like we did in our seated warm-ups, we're going to place our hands on top of our head and gently pull the chin closer to the chest. Good, and then you can release your hands and lift your head back up again. And then we'll lengthen through the neck and stretch the right ear over toward the right shoulder. And then placing the right hand just above the left ear and giving the left side of the neck a gentle stretch. And then you can release and lift the head back up. Lengthen through the neck once again and stretch the left ear over toward the left shoulder. And now placing the left hand just above the right ear and giving the right side of the neck that same gentle stretch. And then you can release and lift the head back up again. Okay, we're going to begin to we're going to be rotating our spine, or we're going to be into a spinal rotation. And the way we're going to do that is the first time we're just going to be turning the neck. Okay, so the chest stays absolutely still, the hips stay absolutely still. Okay, so inhale, and then as you exhale, just look over your right shoulder and continue to slowly turn your head until you find that place where you can't move anymore. Inhale and exhale as you bring your head back to center. Inhale. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale and exhale as you bring your head back to center. All right, so we're going to do something to help keep the hips still, because we're going to be moving not only the neck, but we're going to be moving the rest of the spine. But we don't want the hips to be included in this rotation. So we're going to take the right leg and we're going to cross it over in front of the left leg and over to the left-hand side. So it looks like that. And as you can see, if you start to turn to the right, it kind of keeps your hips in place. Okay? We're going to, just to make sure, we're going to place our hands on our hips. And that way, you know, if you feel your hips start to move a little bit, it's going to make your arms move a little bit. And that's going to kind of give you a message, whoops, I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so we'll start with the neck and then we'll add the rest of the spine. So here we go. Inhale. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. And then you can turn the rest of the spine to the right as much as you can. Inhale. And as you exhale, come all the way back to center. Okay, and then you can undo your leg. So now your left leg goes in front and over to the right side of your body. Placing your hands on your hips. Inhale. And as you exhale, look over your left shoulder. And then begin to turn the chest so the rest of the spine begins to twist to the left. Inhale and exhale as you come back to center. And then you can undo your legs. All right, so now we're going to not only turn the neck and the rest of the spine, but we're also going to turn the hips. And what's going to happen when you do that, and I'll just turn around and show you, is that you'll be able to turn so that you're actually looking back behind you when you add your hips. Okay, so here we go. Start at the top, work our way down. Inhale. Exhale as you look over your right shoulder. And then you can turn your chest to the right. And then you can turn your hips to the right and keep turning until you reach the end of your range of motion. You can't move any further. Inhale and exhale as you come all the way back to center. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder, and then turning the chest to the left, turning the hips to the left, turning, turning, turning until you can't turn any further. Inhale and exhale as you come back to center. Okay, we're going to do one last one of these. You're thinking in your mind, well, I've run out of places to twist. Well, we're going to turn the top part of ourselves toward the right, and we're going to turn the hips to the left. Okay, so it's going to be like squeezing out a dish rag. So here we go. Inhale. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder, and at the same time, turn your hips to the left. So head to the right, hips to the left, as much as you can. Inhale, and exhale as the head and the hips come back to center. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder. This time the hips turn to the right. Inhale and exhale as the head and the hips come back to center. Okay, good. And then we'll bring the shoulders around in forward rolls, squeezing and lifting the shoulder blades. And then backward rolls. And release. And then we'll lift the shoulders up toward the ears, squeeze them into the ears, lengthen out through the arms, spread your fingers as far apart from each other as you can. Make your entire body tight. See if you can tighten your legs, tighten your buttocks, tighten your belly, tighten your chest, and release. All right. So now you can just open your legs up a little bit more. And we're going to just turn from side to side. Just let the arms go. This is pretty much everyone's favorite part of this warm-up because it feels so good. And just let everything go. We are loosening up our body. Okay, and then we're going to bring our arms up into kind of a cactus position. In America, we would say a goalpost position because the football goalpost kind of looks in that shape. But we'll call it a cactus position. And each time an elbow goes back, you give it a little bit of a nudge so you can feel the shoulder blade on that side of your body move. And then you're going to straighten the arms, and you're going to be reaching directly behind you with each hand, like there's an apple tree behind you and you're picking apples off of that tree. And then back into the goalpost position, or back into the cactus position. And then as you swing to the right, the left hand goes over the heart. As you swing to the left, the right hand goes over the heart. And then you can release your arms and slowly come to a stop. All right, from here, more movement of the spine. We're going to bring our feet together. We're going to sweep the arms up overhead. We're going to clasp the hands, and you want to feel as if someone has reached down from the ceiling. They've grabbed hold of your wrists, and they're trying to pull you up toward the ceiling. And then the other thing that you want to imagine is that you're at the beach and you're buried in sand all the way up to your waist. So from here down, there's going to be almost no movement at all. And then from the waist up, we're just going to make tiny circles. So you should be feeling this in the lower part of your spine as you do this. Okay, and then opposite direction. Okay, and then you can release and bring your arms back down. We'll bring the feet hip width apart. And for this one, you want your knees to be nice and soft. You have your hands in your hips and making circles once again. So now you're making big movements with your spine. The entire spine is now moving. And this one kind of feels good too. Okay, and then opposite direction. You can release. And now we'll bring the hips around in circles. And opposite direction. Okay, and release. So here's the part where we have our feet nice and wide apart. In place. And the wider you have your feet, the more you're going to feel this along the inside of your legs. So hands are on the hips once again, and last time, moving in circles. Feel that stretch go through your legs as you do this. Spine is all warmed up. Legs are stretching. Okay, opposite direction. Okay, and release, but leave your legs wide because we're going to do one more thing with our legs wide. We're going to bring the right arm up into the air, straight up in the air, fingers together, pointing straight up, and you're going to glue the right arm to the ear. And for this one, you're going to imagine that your back is against a wall. And the reason why you want to imagine that is that we're going to be sliding this hand down this leg, and what we don't want to do is to turn this into a forward bend like this. We want to keep our back on the wall. So imagine that you have your back against the wall, and you want to keep your right shoulder blade and the right side of your buttocks on the wall. So inhale, and then as you exhale, slide the left hand down the left leg, lengthening out through. You'll feel that stretch going through the entire right side of your body. Okay, inhale up, and exhale as you lower that arm down. And now the left arm, bring the left arm up. Same thing, glue the left arm to the left ear. Your back is against the wall. Inhale and exhale as you slide your right hand down your right leg. Inhale up and exhale as you lower your hands back down. Okay, and then you can bring your feet together, bend your knees, bring your knees around in circles. Opposite direction. And if you just can't help yourself, you can do a couple of these. And release to come up. All right, now I'm going to turn my sticky mat this way for a moment. And we're right near the end. I'm going to turn the camera down so that you can see my legs. And I'm going to have my right leg out in front of my left leg. And also, if you can see that, maybe I turn like that, but my heel is slightly off of the ground. Okay, so right leg is forward, heel is slightly off of the ground, and I'm going to take my knee and I'm going to bring my knee around in circles like that. So as this happens, the heel is going to be lifting up and lowering down, lifting up and lowering down. This is a really good thing to do. Okay, opposite direction. I have a friend that does tango dancing, and she was in Mexico and went to a place where you could do tango dancing, and there was a really good dancer, and that person said that this is one of the things that he always did when he warmed up. Okay, so now we'll bring the left leg forward and the right leg back, heel slightly off of the ground. And once again, moving that heel around in circles. And then opposite direction. Okay, and then the last thing that we do, and this is, although this feels good on your ankle, it's also for balance. We're also checking our balance. So we're going to lift our right leg up in the air and circle around the ankle a couple of times. And then opposite direction. and release. Left foot comes out, circle around. And opposite direction. And you're done. So I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, we do this with every yoga class for the beginners and gentle and for the seniors. And after you've done it enough times, you begin to remember what it is you're doing. Basically, you're just working from the top of your body down to the bottom. So I hope you enjoyed this and enjoy the rest of your day.